Greetings, everyone. We are just starting into a little thunderstorm here, so that's kind of exciting. I hope you're having a good evening. I wanted to talk a little about emotions tonight and feeling embattled, since a lot of folks that I know are caught right now in battling against circumstances, and there's certainly plenty to feel embattled about. And so, what are the alternatives to getting riled up or simply checking out, which a lot of folks are also doing a lot of that right now? Because the path of self mastery is actually neither of these options. So, emotions are sacred, but they sure do cause a lot of confusion. So, we tend to have distorted views about what they're telling us. So, when we are experiencing intense emotions, then we tend to either dig into them and feel like a victim, or we tend to ignore them completely. Because we don't have a lot of good societal role modeling about what to do with them. And we were taught by others who also didn't know how to learn from them. And so we tend to treat them with both too little importance and with too much importance. So our emotions are constantly communicating something important to us, but not always what we think. So we always tend to think that something external is making us feel a certain way. And then we become reactive to people and circumstances, justifiably and inevitably in our thinking. But nothing external can make us feel sad or angry or jealous or some other emotion unless there is something in us that is triggered by it. And so just think of all of the things that bother you that don't bother other people. The buttons that people and circumstances push are inside of you. And these are usually the result of our unhealed trauma. So, because we live in a society that operates under a blame shame paradigm, then we tend to misinterpret our emotions and to use them as an excuse to blame someone else or circumstances and to feel less than the powerful beings that we are. And this is a very disempowered and reactive way to live, which steals our life force from us and creates a lot of unnecessary drama and bumps in the road for us. And it tends to be a self perpetuating cycle. So, because we never really process our way all the way through our emotions or take responsibility for them, then the next time that we experience something that triggers us, then we have even more memory to draw from to justify blaming ourselves or blaming someone else, which tends to make us stuck in our emotions like quicksand, creating imbalances in our bodies, and general unhappiness, leading us to not feel in control of our lives and to always feel like a victim of circumstances. But these emotions keep being brought up in us because some part of us really wants to process through them. But because we aren't doing it, then they keep coming around again and again, giving us endless chances to respond in a different way, to actually integrate what they have to teach us. So we can end the cycle. But we tend to treat their reappearance as a huge inconvenience or a failure. Not this feeling again. And so if you find yourself caught in this cycle, then you need some new tools. So our emotions, even our most difficult ones that we love to hate or fiercely run from, are huge gifts for sure. But we are also not meant to be run by them. So do you find yourself approaching your day with a wait and see attitude? How am I feeling today? What do I feel up to? What do I feel capable of today? And if so, then you're wasting a lot of your potential. Because do your feelings run your life or do you? Because feelings are ever changing and it is their nature to be a roller coaster. And so if you are waiting to feel better, before taking action in your life, then unfortunately you're deluding yourself in some ways. Because how we feel better is actually by taking action and taking on the difficult challenges in our lives. That is actually what empowers us. And that is what prompts fear to lose its hold over us. The cat who's wanting to be on camera. This is Otis. Otis, now you're going to be shy. Oh my goodness. So one thing that I learned from polyamory is, if you're waiting on a good time to broach the subject, then you'll probably be waiting for the rest of your life, because there's never really a good time to bring up the subject of polyamory in your relationship. And so similarly, there's never really a good time to do something scary, to put yourself out there, to make a big change in your life. You really just have to commit to doing it and really let your commitment propel you. And so if you're waiting for the right circumstances, then chances are, you're fooling yourself and letting yourself off the hook in some ways. So, we need to learn from our feelings for sure, but we also can't take them too seriously, or our lives will be a mess and we won't be able to really build any momentum to go anywhere. So to live an empowered life, then you need to decide and commit before you see how you feel. That's how you ensure that you are driving the bus in your own life. Otherwise, if you're waiting to see how you feel before taking action, then in some ways, then you're merely a passenger in the back seat, watching and waiting to see how the journey will go. And if you're not exercising leadership in your own life, then how can you expect to be a leader in our collective life? And so if you're tired of being bounced around by people and circumstances and at the mercy of your emotions and reactions rather than in charge of your own experience, then reach out, because I can help. And as I mentioned previously, all you really need is some new tools. Because if you keep applying the same tools and the same strategies and the same mindsets, then you're going to likely remain in the same dissatisfying and disempowering aspects of your experiences. So we are living in a really hugely triggering time in human history right now. But despite what is going on around you, you can maintain your own joy and stability and peace of mind through it all, and without just disconnecting from the suffering around you, because that also disconnects us from the joy, because we can't really selectively numb ourselves. And you will be invited into the dance of reactivity again and again and again over the course of your day, both internally and externally. And I can teach you how to notice that dance and how to politely decline, and how to instead create for yourself a different dance that then you can invite other people into. So if you find yourself fighting with your circumstances, arguing with your partner, or bemoaning traffic, or cursing the mustard that dropped on your new shirt, or the latest nonsense by the Trump administration, then you are using that moment as an excuse to feel like a victim and allowing yourself to fall out of your center. But you are a powerful creator. And just every week want to just keep reminding you of that. And it is my mission to show people how to reorient their thinking and to integrate every single moment of their lives, not just to pretend to be happy or grateful, but to really make new habits to replace your current programming. And so if you are tired of people and circumstances pushing your buttons, then I can help you to deinstall those buttons. So does this resonate with where you're at? Are you ready to unwrap this gift? Then I am excited for us to talk. So private message me for a complimentary breakthrough session where we can look at those little moments that seem like obstacles in your journey and discuss the next steps to a radical evolution of your perspective. And are you ready? Because I know that I am. And so is Otis, who is standing here staring at me just off of camera. And hi, Kai. It's great to see you. Welcome. We have a small group of two tonight. So I thought this would be a big theme for people because I know there's been a lot of button pushing happening lately. But apparently people are either off doing other things or it's not something that people are challenged by right now. So Kai, if you have anything that you want to add from your own experience or you want to share or you want to ask about, experiences of your buttons getting pushed or ways of deinstalling those buttons. Oh, thanks. Kai says, whoever listens to this later, do yourself a favor and reach out to Sam Boynton. Yeah, no, Kai and I have been working together for the last 8 weeks, and it's been quite an incredible journey. And it's just been such a joy to watch your life dramatically transform. And yeah, really by about week 4, you just seem like a totally different person. So I'm just so thrilled for you and just so thrilled to be a part of your journey and to get to witness it. So, and Otis also saying congratulations to Kai for all the dramatic changes and wonderful things that you're bringing into your life. All right, well, if you don't have anything else, Kai, then I think I will go ahead and sign off and take a look at what else people posted today about bodies and about trans communities. Hey, Nadia, welcome. Kai says, I always think that the triggers are things that need to be transformed. Yeah, the main reason why we know that they need to be transformed is because they're so incredibly painful. And just, we could be having a perfectly lovely day and we have one trigger and, that could ruin things for like the next 2 weeks. And so it is just really, really important to pay attention to those things because those are moments that we are meant to learn from and not just, blindly be reactive to but to really unearth like what is going on in us that is causing that kind of response and how can we learn new tools to be able to have a more empowered response. So Nadia, welcome. You're coming in at the end of things, so if you have anything to add or any questions, it'd be great to hear from you as well. All right, well, I'm gonna make Otis get on here so at least you can see his beautiful face. All right. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I look forward to checking in with you again sometime soon. I think the hearts are for Otis. He's quite a charmer. All right. Well, have a wonderful evening, folks. I'll talk to you later.